Hello everyone and welcome to my BTG CBS update channel. Leslie Thomas sat down with Ted Richardson to elaborate on the bombshell she had dropped earlier. She described in vivid detail how she had spotted Vernon Dupree slipping into Sharon's hotel room late at night, insisting it could only mean one thing, an affair. Ted listened intently, his expression shifting from skepticism to concern as Leslie painted a picture of betrayal that hit close to home, given his own complicated past with her. Meanwhile, across town, Anita Dupree grappled privately with the results of her recent biopsy, the word cancer echoing in her mind like a distant thunder she wasn't ready to face aloud. She moved through her day with a forced smile, preparing for the season's celebrations while the devastating truth gnawed at her. The competitive spirit of the holidays shone through as both Danny Dupree and Martin Richardson threw lavish tree trimming parties, turning what should have been a simple tradition into a friendly rivalry over who could create the most stunning display. Ornaments glittered, laughter filled the rooms, and guests mingled with eggnog in hand, debating whose tree would steal the show. At one of these gatherings, June arrived with a sense of renewal, warmly reuniting with her sister Regina after years of estrangement, and there were hints of a possible reconnection with her son as well, thanks to the inviting atmosphere of the Christmas cheer. Naomi Hawthorne, however, was anything but cheerful, her fury directed at her husband Jacob over lingering tensions that threatened to spill over into the festivities. By Tuesday, December 23rd, the shocks intensified when Nicole Richardson, known to many as Nicole in casual conversation, received unsettling news from her ex-husband Ted. Whatever he shared left her reeling, struggling to comprehend the implications for their fractured family and her own heart. It was a conversation laced with unspoken regrets, forcing Nicole to confront emotions she thought she had buried. At the same time, Anita and Vernon shared a raw, frank discussion about her health and the shadows creeping into their marriage. Anita, armed with the knowledge of her breast cancer diagnosis, weighed whether to reveal Vernon's suspected indiscretions with Sharon, wondering if this was the moment everything would unravel or if they could hold on a little longer for the sake of the holidays. Hayley Lawson, caught in her own storm of dissatisfaction, grew increasingly upset with Bill Hamilton, culminating in her storming out after a heated exchange that left him stunned. Their relationship, already on shaky ground, seemed to fracture further under the pressure of family expectations. Elsewhere, Vanessa McBride opened up to her brother Donnell about the complexities of her dynamic with Doug McBride, revealing details he hadn't fully grasped before, truths about their bond that caught him off guard and prompted questions he wished he had asked sooner. The heart of the week's emotional core unfolded on Wednesday, December 24th, as Danny Dupree and Andre Richardson marked their first Christmas as a married couple. Their home buzzed with warmth during the tree trimming party, a blend of the dueling events from earlier in the week, where love and laughter provided a bright counterpoint to the gathering clouds elsewhere. Danny and Andre stole quiet moments amid the decorations, exchanging glances that spoke of newfound happiness and the promise of building traditions together, their recent whirlwind romance now solidified in marital bliss. But the joy was short-lived for the broader Dupree clan. In a moment that stunned everyone gathered, Vernon and Sharon's closely guarded secret, a past connection that Leslie had misinterpreted as a current affair, came bursting into the open right in front of the entire family. Gasps echoed through the room as details emerged, leaving Anita to wonder if this was the first she was hearing of it or if suspicions had already taken root. The exposure rocked the foundations of trust, turning what should have been a night of unity into one of confrontation and tears. Ted Richardson, navigating his own holiday surprises, welcomed three unexpected visitors who brought a mix of warmth and complication to his doorstep. In a sweeter development, Eva Thomas and Isaiah Hawthorne reached a significant milestone in their relationship, a tender step forward that offered hope amid the chaos. The episode closed on a poignant note, with the families reflecting on the fragility of the season, secrets laid bare, and the determination to cling to love despite the pain. Though Thursday and Friday brought repeats of the earlier Winterfest preparations, complete with special guest Damone Roberts assisting the Duprees in flashbacks to Anita's efforts to manage disruptions, the impact of the week's fresh revelations lingered. The holiday season in Fairmont Crest proved anything but silent, filled with shocking moments that tested bonds and forced confrontations. Leslie's explanations had ignited a fire, Nicole's discovery deepened old wounds, and Danny and Andre's first Christmas stood as a beacon of new beginnings amid the turmoil. As the Duprees faced Anita's unspoken battle with cancer and the fallout from exposed secrets, one thing was clear. This Christmas would be unforgettable, for better or worse. The residents of Beyond the Gates carried these burdens into the new year, knowing that healing would take time, but family, flawed and fierce, remained the thread holding it all together. Vernon and Anita's conversation hung heavy, a prelude to tougher days ahead, while younger generations like Danny and Andre found solace in each other. Naomi's anger with Jacob simmered, promising more clashes, and Hayley's dramatic exit from Bill hinted at unresolved grievances bubbling up. Vanessa's confession to Donnell added layers to the McBride dynamics, and Ted's surprise guests reshaped his path forward. Eva and Isaiah's milestone offered a glimmer of romance untainted by the week's drama. In the end, the dueling tree-trimming parties symbolized the week's essence. Competition masked as celebration, beauty overlaying pain. June's reunions brought redemption, a reminder that estrangement could mend with effort. Yet the shadow of Anita's diagnosis loomed largest, her quiet strength inspiring those around her even as she processed the news alone at first. The exposure of Vernon and Sharon's secret, whether a misunderstanding or something deeper, forced raw honesty upon the family, shaking alliances and prompting soul-searching. Danny and Andre in their cozy newlywed bubble, decorated with abandon, hanging ornaments that represented hopes for the future, perhaps children, shared adventures, a life free from the exes and complications plaguing others. Their party blended seamlessly with the broader gatherings, guests flowing between homes, toasting to health and happiness while unaware of the storms brewing. Nicole, still processing her ex's words, put on a brave face, supporting her sister and new brother-in-law, though her mind wandered to what might have been. Leslie, ever the instigator, watched from afar as her words rippled outward, perhaps regretting the timing or reveling in the chaos. She was complex that way. Ted demanded answers, protective of the Dupree legacy tied to his own through marriage and children. The holiday lights continued to shine, but inside the grand homes, conversations turned serious. About loyalty, forgiveness, illness, and the true meaning of togetherness. This week on Beyond the Gates delivered the promised shocking moments, blending festive traditions with gut-wrenching truths. From Leslie's detailed account to Ted, to Anita's internal struggle, to the family-wide unveiling of Vernon and Sharon's past, emotions ran high. Nicole's incomprehensible news from her ex added personal turmoil, while Danny and Andre's milestone Christmas provided heartfelt contrast. Repeats aside, the core episodes left viewers breathless, eager for how the families would rebuild in the aftermath.